After you watch this video, you can sell to anyone, anytime, any place. I would use it as a realtor to join your team, brokerage downline, faster and more effective than ever before. What's going on, everybody? My name is Leonard Suber. I'm one of the top 100 agents at eXp Realty. I have 87,000 people globally. I train thousands of people across the globe to grow their team businesses to 7, 8+ figures faster than ever. In this video, I almost probably shouldn't sell for you. Because one, it's that valuable and I don't want to be used the wrong way. And two, there's actually a video we made inside a new course called Recruiting Secrets, Your Path to Limited Wealth. And it really breaks down for you guys how to really sell to anyone, no matter what you're doing, what's going on. This really break down for you guys the step-by-step process, help you have a higher retention rate, and also have a higher close rate than never before. So stay tuned to watch this whole video, probably up right now. As you know by now, I love sales, and this is one of my favorite topics of sales called the straight line technique, and I hope your lot really go to the next level.
We learned about this in the book Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort. Jordan Belfort, quick asterisk, not necessarily the greatest human, but one of the greatest salespeople. And we believe, as a side note, you can learn anything from anyone. You don't have to respect and love everything about that person. So we've learned a lot of sales from Jordan Belfort, especially Jordan. So we're gonna walk you through the straight line theory today and how to always close your sales.
Yep, you can see right here how it pops up. This is a straight line. I obviously made this model of this on this graphic. Again, I'm not the founder of the straight line, but I use it all the time. And when I started using it the first time back in my marketing agency, when I would close people, they actually asked me to work with me, which is all goal. People that ask to work with you, join a team, brokerage downline, and the first one is gonna be intro. Now, when you see intro, you're probably thinking I should be talking about the weather, or how they're doing, and my name, and all this other stuff. First off, that's not building rapport. Rapport can be built within 1 second. They want to know that you're smart, they want to know that you're enthusiastic, and you can help them. That's all they care about. Everything else, they don't care. And he will tell you, every sales process you do, whether it be a presentation, a speaking event, an in-person sales call, and so forth, is just one straight line. And most people will go off into Pluto or Uranus, which is off the line here. You want to stay on that one line and keep them on there, which is why it's so easy to close people when you understand how that works. This also works for video content as well, even courses.
Exactly. So even though people might want to take you out, your job as the leader of the sales call is to keep it on the straight line. So after you introduce yourself, and again, this can be done very quickly, you want to qualify them. This is ask them what brought them to this call. What are they looking for in a brokerage? What brokerage are they at now? What made them choose that brokerage? How long have they been there? Where were they at before? What made them leave that brokerage to join a different brokerage? You're trying to gather all of this information to learn not only if they are qualified to be a good fit for your team, brokerage, or downline, but also you're gathering so much information that you can then use in the rest of your straight line presentation to circle and loop them back in and say, oh, well, you mentioned that you once left brokerage A to go to brokerage B because the splits were better. So if I could offer you better splits, remember when you said that, would that mean you would switch? So this is really important for 2 reasons, and make sure that you ask a lot of questions. This also is still building rapport with people. It just, you know that you have an intention with these questions, and it's not, like Jordan said, just how's the weather? Did you go fishing this weekend?
You also see as well, this section is the longest gap outside negotiations. But negotiations is kind of the same thing. People think a lot of times that negotiations is some high pressure sales technique, which is not. It's asking questions and you know what they want. I cannot be a good salesperson to you guys if I don't know what you want. For us, we knew agents, brokers, agents want to grow their team, and we can help them do that. So we had what we need to say to them in our presentation, talking in the first place. Same for this. I want to qualify them, make sure that's even a good fit for said opportunity. As you're saying as well, what do they want? If I ask them, do you want to have, what is best for you in your brokerage? What are you looking for in a team or in a downline and so forth? Like, I want healthcare, I want good splits, I want training. Great. I'm gonna spend the whole time talking about those activities and nothing else. Not the rev sale, not the stocks, just those things. A little nibbles of the other stuff, but my main point is that. Well, that point is analyze. Analyze, you probably are thinking, what is this? That is actually all about analyzing what they just told you and how you can help them more, and actually going into our presentation a little bit longer. We're not there yet. I'm going to analyze what should I be talking about, what my negotiations are, what are their value systems, how are they as a person. Your realtors, you probably know DISC profile, DISC. I'm going to know those things. If it's a high D person, I'm not going to tell them all these facts. I'm going to tell them, this is what I'm offering you, does it sound good? If they're a high I, which is influencer, that's more like chatting and talking. I'm going to talk a little bit more, add more conversation to the whole point. So high S, I'm going to add more numbers because it's not going to be all about everything else. And if it's high C, I'm going to pretty much tell them they can trust me. And when we're doing this, analyze what you are as well. And your brokerage, your team, or your downline. This is imperative. You see right now, I've slowed down a lot in my speaking to emphasize how important this is. People will only work with you if they like you or like your product. One of the two things. They can hate your product and love you and buy it still or work with you still. They could love the product and hate you and not work with you. Best case scenario, they love you and like your product, and then it's guaranteed they're coming with you, and so the people that are coming with you too, and so forth.
And I want to say about the analyzation piece, you can do this internally or you can do this out loud. For example, you can say, oh, it seems like that your family is really important to you, and you can analyze them and label that out loud. This does one of two things. One, it makes them feel like, wow, Jordan really understands me, or Melanie really understands me. And if you choose something positive, which you should, they're proud of that. So it makes them, again, build that connection with you, because they're like, I am a family man. I love my kids so much. I love my wife or my husband so much. And you're bringing that to their mind. This is also really helpful. Later, you can say in your presentation, remember when you said that you're a family man? Well, this will help you, I'm certain, take more vacations with your family, spend more time with your family. And for example, with EXP, we always say this is willable and transferable to your children. So you can take care of your kids even long after you're here. And if we label them, and if we analyze them and label them in the beginning, then it flows much easier to bring it up again at the end.
Yep, labeling is huge when it comes to sales processes. Also keep in mind, you also want to have a tonality and pace. I say this all the time, and this as well. To whisper for big things, get enthusiastic for other things, putting high in posts, a lot of things related into this. Also, being well for analyzing, also your brokerage, your with, your team, and so forth. They have to have 3 criteria to work with somebody as well. Yeah, know your brokerage, your team, that to know who you are, and know what you're giving them. Now, you need to have 2 of these be achieved. They cannot know your team, your brokerage, but like you, like your product, and they'll work with you. But then they can like the brokerage and not like you, they probably won't work either of them. Because you need to have 2, but the crucial one is always going to be you in the middle. So make that as part of it as well. Now, next point is consulting. A coaching actually starts being a sales process. You can see right here, over half of the whole sales process for the straight line has not been me selling anything. I'm inquiring data. Our job as salespeople is to be a minor information, to have all this stuff in our bag we can use later on for wholesales moving forward. And at that point, when you have a consulting, again, stories tell and facts tell. I want to tell a lot of stories, of course give facts as well. My main job is to tell them why this is the best opportunity for them. Now, I don't want to close them too soon. You can see right here, I'm going to consult them first. And I have the higher end posts, and I want to close them. When they ask me questions, they're telling questions of sales like, hey, tell me more about signing up, or how does this work, or how do I join, or what's the next steps. I know I should close on them then. When I did sales in person, the people were selling products they didn't even want, I can tell if they're a higher end post to close then. If I wait too long, I'm gonna lose everything. Also on the straight line, that higher end post would happen unqualified. You know what? I like you a lot. Like, how does this work? I'm not gonna go through the whole presentation. I'm gonna stop right then when they're already ready to sell. That higher end post is everything. To make sure you understand that process moving forward. If you wait too long, it drops dramatically moving forward.
That was a huge thing for me. I used to think, well, they haven't seen the whole presentation yet. I want to make sure that they understand all of the benefits. But as soon as you hear, like Jordan said, those telling questions, for example, if they ever say, hypothetically speaking, if I were to move my business over, what would I do for my yard signs or anything like that? They're already in their head envisioning them at your brokerage team or downline. So ignore the rest of the presentation. That's when you go for the close, and it doesn't matter that they haven't seen it because they are the most likely to sign up right then.
Yep, now if this does not happen, that means you're actually selling to somebody, which is our job. The whole part beforehand is not selling. Selling does not start until I try to ask for the business to work with us, and they tell me no. When they tell me no, that when sales actually happen, called being a closer. Now there's 2 looping processes in this. Now below the whole section just on looping, because all by itself, I don't confuse you on this one video. First one though, I start looping on consulting, come looping back to what they qualified as what they want to have. And then when I have the first close, goes to negotiations. Negotiations is the same thing. I'm bringing up what they told me before. I know you want X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna ask them, if I could, in a wave of magical wand, in a perfect world, what would be the best thing I can give you guys? Or give to you? Or in your broker, in your team, or in your downline? Doesn't matter. They're gonna tell me what they want. I'm like, great! I'm gonna offer you what you want. Because I believe every sales we have to be tailored for that person. The Realtor Circle, we have everything. Literally everything. So I can continue to say, I can give you all this stuff for you guys. We have this, this, and this. That sounds like a good plan to you, or is that fair enough? And then negotiations to stop. After now looping and go back to closing. And hopefully I close them and on your team, brokers and downline. And again, my favorite questions to ask these people for my close is, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how likely to work with us at the Realtor Circle? If they tell me 1, I may still try to close them. If they tell me 7, I'm gonna sign them up. If they tell me 6, 5, doesn't really matter. Cause the next question helps a lot. Okay, you know, no worries. In the perfect world, I would make it go from a 4 to like an 8 or a 9. Or if you had, you know, healthcare, you had rev sale, you had training, I'd probably be more comfortable moving forward. Oh, great, I'm glad you said that. Actually offer this, this, and this, and this. We can have that for you, and that's not a fair enough move for you to move forward with us now. Like, oh yeah, I guess so. Great, next step is you sign up right now. And see the full control of the conversation.
And a royal tip is before you ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, ask them what their favorite part of that they saw. I have seen their body language, someone who's sitting like this and they're not really engaged, but I asked them their favorite part and they're like, oh, well, I loved when you told me about the extra ways to earn income. I loved when you told me about the free stocks that we get, or and I even loved all of the extra training and marketing support that you and Jordan give. Oh my God, I love it so much. Then they're in their positive mindset. Even if they didn't love everything, the question is framed, so what was your favorite part? They're gonna have to think back and they're gonna find one thing that they liked, which automatically raises just their perspective on it and their energy. So then when you ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate it? It will be a higher score.
Yep, again, don't ask them, what do you think? So she said, ask them, what were your favorite parts? Because everyone has some idea of something, but I'm telling them what I want. Again, being in sales, especially the straight line, controlling the conversation. And you should be so good at this, eventually your scripts should not be used. The scripts should be all internal. You know what to do the whole time. I had calls before, I done a straight line people in person at a coffee shop with no script, but the whole thing was scripted. I knew what to say, when to say it, and how to say it the whole entire time. And they joined me like, wow, I love this conversation. It wasn't even a pitch at all to me. And it was. But like a movie actor, you can't tell they're actually selling you on the movie. You can't tell, and how it should be for you selling as well. Become so good at this process, they become second nature to you. With conversations with people you love, videos and so forth. This is used everywhere. So a quick recap for you guys. The sales process is 7 simple steps. 9% of this to be just listening, with some talking going on. Have them be the one talking all the time, asking questions and so forth, similar to doing real estate, and you will get people asking you to join your team, Brokerage of Downline.
And if you're thinking, well, it's easy for you to say you've been studying sales forever, you can do it too. I recently started studying sales, and it's all about practice. Again, sales is a muscle. You don't need to have the whole straight line method memorized, like Jordan said, today. You'll get there. Jordan has done 1 million sales calls specifically for EXP in the Royal Circle. I'm certain of it. So by this point, it is second nature in his head. You will get to that point if you keep practicing, if you keep trying, and if you keep showing up to trainings like this. So you're already on the right track and you're doing a great job.
Yep, so homework for you today, you actually have a sales call with somebody and try to use this. Again, you can watch this whole course, but in the day, it comes down to action, especially when it comes to sales. I can only tell you what light is at. For you to get the light for yourself, you have to go fetch it and then achieve it and use it for yourself. For sales, book a sales call with somebody, or have your spouse or your business partner do it with you. Practice this sales pitch. If you don't have those kind of people, call us. I'm happy to kind of show you what I do for my sales processes as well, and I see how that works for you as well. If you enjoyed that video, it's even better for you. If you want to learn more about recruiting secrets and also the recruit methods, also know about selling and recruiting to your team, you can grow a lot faster, more income, and also more impact and freedom. Down below are a free masterclass for you, breaking down the shocking reason why most teams, hopefully not yours, aren't growing as fast as they want them to. And on top of that, the 3 secrets we designed help you guys grow even quicker in any market, no matter what's going on. So down below you can find that link. Also make sure you just like this button, like this video, subscribe, share with your friends.
So remember, you are all kings and queens.
And abundance is your birthright.
See you at the top.